There's a mental state where you can't stop thinking about one person. Intrusive thoughts hijack your day. You check your phone compulsively. You can't eat, can't focus, can't sleep. Now, if you describe those symptoms to a psychiatrist with no context, they might diagnose you with a disorder. Instead, we call it falling in love. And that's not a metaphor. In 1999, scientists proved that the brain of a person newly in love is indistinguishable from the brain of someone with a serious mental illness. And there's a stranger twist. Your brain sets a secret expiration date on the whole thing. The illness is OCD. To see why people resemble it, look at the actual experiment. An Italian psychiatrist, Donatella Marazziti, gathered 3 groups. 20 people who'd fallen in love within 6 months, 20 people with severe OCD, and 20 calm people who were neither. Then she measured a marker tied to serotonin system, the brain chemistry behind mood, anxiety, and obsessive thinking. And the results stopped people cold. The people in love had serotonin marker levels about 40% lower than the calm group. The OCD patient, also about 40% lower. The lovers and the obsessive-compulsive patients had landed in exactly the same place. Neurochemically, love looks a lot like OCD. Why can't you stop thinking about them? Why replay every conversation, reread every text, panic when they don't reply? Because your serotonin system has shifted into the same configuration that drives obsessive thought. Research finds people in early love report intrusive thoughts about the person for roughly half of their waking hours. You're not being romantic, you're being measurably obsessive. But here's the strange part. It doesn't feel like suffering, it feels incredible, and there's a chemical reason. The serotonin crash is only half the story. Brain scans of people in love show their reward circuits firing hard, the same ones that light up for cocaine. That's dopamine, the engine of craving and euphoria. So early love is a 2-part cocktail. Serotonin drops, producing obsession. Dopamine surges, producing a high. Obsessed and high at once, aimed at one person. It's the only disorder people chase on purpose and mourn when it ends, which means that every cliche about love was secretly describing brain chemistry. Lovesick, love-struck, crazy about someone, madly in love. For centuries, we described love with a vocabulary of illness and assumed it was just exaggeration, but it wasn't. People were describing a real altered brain state they couldn't yet measure. The poets were doing neuroscience without knowing it. But the truly unsettling discovery came when Marazziti tested the same people again later. She remeasured her lovers over time, and after roughly 12 to 18 months, their serotonin levels had shifted back to normal. The chemical signature of obsession simply dissolved, whether the relationship survived or not. The breathless, can't sleep, can't stop thinking about phase isn't built to last. Your brain runs the program for about a year and then shuts it down. The madness has a built-in expiration date because biologically it has to. And that single fact explains one of the most common heartbreaks in human life. It's that moment in the second year when the spark changes, the fireworks fade, the obsession cools, and someone panics. I must be falling out of love. But often nothing is wrong. Their chemistry is just doing exactly what it was always going to do, on schedule. This ends a staggering number of relationships. People mistake the fading of obsession for the death of love itself. But the relationship didn't fail. It graduated out of the temporary madness into something run by completely different chemicals. And those chemicals are the secret to the love that lasts. What comes next isn't the serotonin OCD state at all. Obsession is replaced by attachment, a calmer, deeper bond run by oxytocin and vasopressin, the bonding chemicals released through closeness, touch, and time. The frantic high gives way to steady warmth, less thrilling, far more durable. So nature sets a trap, then offers a gift. The trap is the obsessive high that yanks 2 people together fast enough to bond. The gift is what grows underneath while the madness holds you in place. But there's a warning hidden there. Some people get addicted to the obsession phase itself. They feel it fade, panic, and find a new person to trigger the high again. They mistake the drug for the love, serially restarting the clock, leaving every time the fireworks burn out. They're not unlucky in love. They're addicted to its first chapter, closing the book before the real story starts. So the next time your heart is pounding over someone new, the sleeplessness, the certainty that this is the one, enjoy it. It's one of the most extraordinary states your brain can produce. But hold it loosely and remember what's happening. Serotonin down, dopamine up, and you temporarily get obsessed. And when it fades, because it will, don't panic and don't chase the high somewhere new. The fading isn't the end of love, it's the beginning of the other kind, quieter, steadier, lasting. It's the kind that shows up once the beautiful madness wears off. The obsession is the door. What you build on the other side is the home.